I'm honestly surprised at how none of the big YouTube critics are talking about this movie.
I'm gonna give you the tools that you need to destroy yourself.
We must not hate those who have done wrong to us, for as soon as we hate them, we become just like them.
Hey there guys, how are you? It's me, the Canadian Movie Buff, with a review of All Eyez on Me. In the third entry of the Rap Cinematic universe following Notorious and Straight Outta Compton, no, I'm kidding, there's no such thing as the Rap Cinematic universe. But following in the spirit of those movies, All Eyez on Me tells the story of Tupac Shakur's life, including his rise to fame, his beef with Biggie Smalls, his controversial time at Death Row Records, and his tragic death. Considering how well the biopic for NWA was handled, I figured that the next adaptation of a rapper's life would be a shoo-in for success. I even went as far as to predict that it would become one of the highest grossing movies of the summer. Domestically, that is. But as you're about to find out, I am more wrong about this movie than Roland Emmerich's prediction of 2012. Probably the best part of this movie is Demetrius Shipp Jr.'s performance as Tupac. And not just the way he looks, but also in his mannerisms and the way he acts, he looks like the real deal. Probably the best examples of his performance are when he's rapping. Granted, most of it was probably dubbed, but when you actually hear him rap live, you'd swear that Tupac has come back to life and is now on the big screen rapping for you. The only person who matches Demetrius performance-wise is Danny Gurira, who does an incredible job as Tupac's mother, Afeni Shakur. You may recognize her from Michonne of The Walking Dead, but the energy and passion she puts into this role makes her completely stand out from her TV character. If she ends up getting more movie roles, this will be known as her breakout role. Now, it wouldn't be a rap biopic without the music, and when those famous songs come over the speakers and fill the theater, it really feels as if you're at a Tupac concert. It had that same concert feel that Straight Outta Compton had. Big props to the people behind the sound editing and sound mixing. I feel as if they're the unsung heroes of the movie industry. Your movie could have the best cinematography and amazing acting, but if it sounds bad, then the entire movie loses its value as a whole because you had that one area that was slipping up. The big problems I had with this movie was the way it was edited and how the story was told. When we start off, Tupac is being incarcerated at the Clinton Correction Facility, and he's being interviewed about his rise to fame. This wouldn't be so bad if it weren't for the constant jumping between the past and the present. The occasional cutting back and forth is fine, but when the first 2 acts of your movie rely on this technique, it comes off as lazy filmmaking and trying way too hard to be artsy. It's distracting. It gets to a point where you're wondering how long is this scene going to last until we cut to the next one. It becomes less and less of a movie and more of a montage of clips. Speaking of the editing, if you were to put this movie in chronological order, you would notice huge jumps in time. He goes from college to being in a rap club to being a backup singer to making the movie Juice, all in a matter of minutes. There's no dramatic build-up, it's just scene, and scene, and scene. Flashback, flashback, flashback. For example, the story behind his thug life tattoo. The reason he got it is because he saw a young boy getting shot in the park and die in his mother's arms. It's meant to be a touching moment, but that whole scene happens in the space of 2 minutes. Like I said, no dramatic build-up, no time to connect or resonate with Tupac. A grand majority of the movie could be introduce the scene, have something happen, and then cut back to him being in prison. It's not so much about diving into Tupac's life as it is about just recreating iconic moments. To make matters worse, the camera was always unstable. You can tell a lot of the shots were handheld because the frame was always bouncing up and down. It makes it hard to focus on a scene when the edges of it are doing the most action. It's always disappointing when a movie you've been looking forward to turns out to be less than what you expected. I really wanted to like this movie. I wanted to love it. It's a nice introduction, I'll give it that, but for those who know his story, it feels like a dramatization of his Wikipedia page. The performances are strong and the music's great, but other than that, this movie falls flat on its face. The shaky cam, the jumbled editing, the plot that tells us everything we already know with no dramatic edge, it really is a disservice to any Tupac fan. I really want to say it's worth paying money to go see, but there's not enough pros to justify that, not even for a cheap seat pricing. I hate to say it, but it's only worth watching if it's on Netflix. I'm probably going to get a bunch of dislikes and hate comments on this video, aren't I? Alright, that's my review of All Eyez on Me. Have you seen it? What did you think about it? What's your favorite rap biopic? Leave your answer by commenting down below. Subscribe if you're new and tap that notification button. And as always, this is the Canadian Movie Buff saying I hope you had a fantastic weekend at the movies. See ya!